Hi guys, I hope you're all well. So we're back again with another video. So today we're going to be covering the practice sessions.
Yeah, today we're going to look at club selection, alignment and a little bit of stretching before we start.
Perfect, let's get into the video. So, first of all, when it comes to practice, the amount of times that I see people turn up to the driving range with a massive basket of 120 golf balls, stick it down and just start whacking golf balls. It doesn't do you any good. It can cause a lot of injuries where you haven't stretched and you kind of haven't loosened up your body. So first things first, what I'm going to do before I hit any golf balls is cover a couple of stretches. So these are the main ones that I start to do. So first thing I do is I take a couple of practice swings to start with, just to kind of loosen myself up a little bit. So I'm feeling that little bit looser, then I'll get into a couple of stretches. So my first stretch for myself is I'll cross my legs over, grab a club, so I've just got my lob wedge, the first club that I'm going to use, up above my head, and I stretch over to one side, hold it for about 10 seconds, back to the middle, go over to the other side, hold it for another 10. That will really stretch out your back and loosen you up. Next thing that I do, keep the club in your hand, I put the club out in front of me, kind of arm's length, get into your normal stance for about a 7-iron, hold that position and then just turn your hips away. So turn it one way, hold it for 10 seconds, back to the middle, and then you go back the other way. That helps loosen up the lower half with your hips and your legs. And finally, one more for you, nice quick one, is to stretch out the arms. Make sure your arms are nice and loose so you don't put it into your shoulders when you're trying to go with your full swing. Grab your club, go over your shoulder so it's across your back, as you can see. Grab hold of the club here and then pull down. Hold that for 10 seconds. Swap hands. Over the other side, exactly the same. And then we pull down. That stretches everything out. A little bit of a shake off, make sure you're all loose, and then you can start hitting balls.
Okay, so we've done our warm-up. Now I'm going to look at picking a target. This is the most important part. A lot of people come onto the range straight away and don't put any alignment sticks down or don't pick a target. Think about it when you're out on the golf course. You've always got a target. The problem is with a driving range and the golf course, they're two different things. There's no other sport which actually has two separate environments. So you think of like football, basketball, you're still playing it on the same court. So the idea of your practice range session should be very similar to what you're going to achieve out on the golf course. So first of all, I'm going to pick a target. My target's going to be the 75 yards. So I put my alignment stick down. That looks like it's pretty square. So I start off with my wedge. This gives me a little bit of rhythm. Also, I've got another stick we can actually put down for ball position. Nice little indicator just to see where we're hitting the golf ball. I've put it in the middle for this wedge, but I'm trying to achieve a nice controlled golf swing to 75 yards. I'll hit probably 5-6 shots there and then probably change my target, maybe go to the 100 and then creep the swing up even further.
So carrying on from what John said, so we're all warmed up now, we're all loosened up. So as John said, he started with a wedge. The idea for the structure of the session is I always start with a lob wedge. So I will start with a few chip shots to start with, just loosens you up because you don't want to go straight into starting ripping kind of 7, 8, 9 irons, because that's when you start to possibly injure yourself. Even though you've stretched out, the body still isn't warm. So you want to start with a few chip shots. I play probably 10 chip shots to start with, then I'll start to work up more into the full swing. So once I've done a few of my lob wedge, I'll move up to a kind of a gap wedge, 54, maybe a pitching wedge, 3/4 swings, then you can start to kind of gradually get into the full swing of it. As you know, here on the driving range, we're restricted to length of the range. So ideally for me, I start with a lob wedge, 10 shots, nice chip shots. Go up to say a 54 or your pitching wedge, same thing. 5, 10 shots, get loose, then you can gradually start working more and more up the bag. I say I can have 10 shots per club. I like to work through it every other club, so I go 54, go to a 9-iron, go to a 7-iron, 6-iron, and that's kind of the limit that I can hit down the driving range here. But it's good to work up the bag and get into the full swing.
So Nick was hitting some 9-irons, I've moved to a 6-iron. So the only thing I'm going to change now is my ball position. I'm going to play it a little bit further forward, getting great indicator here. If you guys haven't got sticks, remember you can use golf clubs, they're just as good. Now, depending on the weather on the day as well, for those who want to get a little bit more advanced, I'll be practicing if it was into wind, maybe a little bit of a knockdown shot. So now I'm going to put the ball maybe back to centre. I'm going to just try and squeeze this a little bit more and keep it under the wind.
So there we go guys, practice sessions covered. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions at all, pop in and see us. We're always in the shop and there to help you.
Obviously due to COVID-19, everything has to be booked via our website, www.westbyfleetproshop.com until further notice. Book your session online and come practice.
Perfect. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.